Kent began their journey on the road to Lords by beating Durham by 2 wickets in the last over of a thrilling Royal London One-Day Cup match under the lights in Canterbury. Mark Stoneman batted after winning the toss but was back in the pavilion after 2 balls as Mitch Claydon trapped him in front without playing a shot. It was a wonderful start for the former Durham player and he should have been celebrating again, only for Callum McLeod to be dropped in the slips by Darren Stevens before a run was on the board. So Claydon and Doug Bollinger couldn't get any more wickets in their opening spells as McLeod and Phil Mustard took 47 runs off the 10 overs of power play, and although boundaries such as these were few and far between, the 2 batsmen were able to add 73 runs for the second wicket in 16 overs. The partnership was ended by Stevens as Mustard chipped him to Claydon, who took a good running catch to see Mustard on his way for 38. Having been left out of the test side, Ben Stokes perhaps had a point to prove, especially with the bat, and he tucked into Fabian Cowdrey, who was taken off after his 2 overs had cost 17 runs. At the halfway stage of their innings, Durham had 123 runs on the board, and Stokes then sent James Tredwell down the ground for the first 6 of the match, as the left-hander went to a 50 off 56 balls, McLeod making his off 85. But the ball after raising his bat, Stokes was bowled by Callum Haggett with the score on 160 for 3 in the 33rd over. Paul Collingwood opened up this competition with 100 in the defeat to Somerset on Sunday, but here he was out for a single as Haggett struck for the second time in the over. McLeod was keeping the innings going. He and Gordon Mutchell added 35 runs in the next 7 overs. Mutchell had made 13 when he sliced a hit off Bollinger to Cowdrey at deep cover as Durham entered the final 10 overs on 197 for 5. John Hastings cleared the rope off Tredwell at the end of over number 44, but he was out to the next ball he faced as he was bowled off his pads by Claydon. McLeod had got to 94 when he hit a low Bollinger full toss to Alex Blake, ending an innings that had lasted 139 balls. But Gareth Breeze played an important hand right at the end of the innings. He struck his 3rd ball for a 6, and he also scored 4 fours as he and Keaton Jennings took 39 runs off the final 4 overs to take Durham to a challenging total of 271 for 7 from their 50. Needing 5.5 runs per over to start off their campaign with a win, Kent made a circumspect start against some tidy new ball bowling, although Rob Key did clear the rope off Hastings at the start of the 5th over. He lost his partner Sam Northeast for 10 in the 8th, the batsman having a swing and a miss to be bowled by Chris Rushworth. Key then helped a ball from Collingwood over the rope for his 2nd maximum after 32 runs had come off the 10 overs of power play. But wickets falling at regular intervals then put the visitors on top. Brendan Nash was squared up by Collingwood and edged to Stokes, who then struck with his 3rd delivery by clean bowling Key, the Kent captain on his way for 47 at 79 for 3 in the 20th over. That became 95 for 4 in the 23rd as Stevens holed out to Scott Borthwick at long off Collingwood after making a runner ball 22. And when Stokes got one through Blake to bowl him for 4, Kent were in a mess on 108 for 5 just past the halfway stage of their reply. Durham had been in a similar position, defending 311 in Taunton on Sunday and lost, so Kent would have still fancied their chances, although they were left with an awful lot to do. But in Sam Billings, they have a man at the peak of his powers at the moment. He and Cowdrey took the total to 154 in the 35th over, but an away win looked likely when the latter, on 28, made a mess of a shot off Rushworth to offer Mustard a catch. Not only were the wickets falling, but the run rate required had increased to nearly 8 with 15 overs of the match to go. Billings then found some excellent support from Haggett. They managed to add 49 runs in only 4 overs to bring that rate down a little. Billings reached his 50 off 48 balls with a sharply taken single off Stokes, who showed some neat footwork to nearly run out Haggett. Billings had struck 4 fours thus far and now held the key to the outcome of this match, or so everyone thought. He struck his next ball for 4 and immediately followed that up with this maximum off Rushworth, whose first 5 balls of his 8th over went for 18 runs. The final ball of the 39th over saw Billings slice another big shot out to Mutchell. The batsman had to go for a 54-ball 64, an innings which had at least given his side a chance. But with only 3 wickets in hand, 66 runs were needed off the last 10 overs. The 44th over was another good one for Kent. Tredwell pulled a short ball from Stokes for 6. And 3 balls later, Haggett repeated the dose by middling this shot that also carried the distance. It left 37 more runs to get off 36 balls, and the tension was lifting with each delivery. The 45th over cost only 4, and then Haggett used the same shot to hit a 6 off Hastings as the left-hander moved on to 36, made from 24 balls. His 25th was his last one, however. Hastings pitched one up to hit the batsman's stumps, and Kent were left with 25 runs to get off the last 24 balls with 8 men out. That became 17 off 18, and then Tredwell found the gap to score a crucial boundary. The England one-day spinner was producing a vital innings. He found the boundary again off Rushworth, and that left just 3 runs to find off the last over of this compelling cricket match. Claydon took a single off the first ball from Hastings, and then Tredwell drilled the bowler through mid-wicket to the fence once more to win his side a game which had appeared to have been lost not too much earlier. Tredwell ended on 38 from 33 balls to take his side over the line with just 4 deliveries to spare. Durham again must have wondered where it had gone wrong as they lost by 2 wickets for a second defeat from 2. They now head to Gosforth to take on Warwickshire on Thursday, while Kent travel to Taunton to meet Somerset on the same day.